That's okay, Mannion. Close enough, that's all right. I'm used to people botching it. So at least you said Stephen and not Stephen, so I'll give you credit for that. I wanted to, Stephen Mannion, 517 Central Avenue, also the pastor at Faith United Methodist Church in the village. I want to thank you for your response to our statement. I did want to respond to a couple things because one of the things you mentioned was that I commented on 3 books but wanted 22 removed. Obviously, I didn't have time to read excerpts from all 22 books in a 5-minute span. I'd be more than happy to come and read excerpts from them. We can have story time with Pastor Stephen if you want. It's not my job to investigate all the books in the district and to decide whether they're appropriate or not. The ones that I've seen are very inappropriate. Another thing is, you mentioned that some of these books that I read from, that one of them is not available in any of the districts, and one of them I read from is only available to teachers in William Street School. If that's true, your card catalog is incorrect, just so you know. On the card catalog in the high school, I'll give you the call numbers, the Dewey Decimals, so you can look. Maybe, but this is what it says. It says they're available. So this book is gay, the one I read from, 306. 76DAW. It says there's 2 copies in the nonfiction section, 2 copies in the back office. Flamer is 6N7415CUR in the nonfiction section of the high school. Red, white, and royal blue, FICMCQ. It says it's available in the romance section of the high school. So maybe you guys got wrong information, or maybe your card catalog needs to be updated, but your card catalog shows these books are all available in your high school. And also the one thing I want to comment too is you said no student is required to read any of the books mentioned in your letter. Students and parent guardians have the freedom to choose whether to read any, all, or none of the books. As Tara talked about, come on, kids, they're not forced to read them. Kids make poor decisions all the time. That's why we have R-rated movies, PG-13, because we make decisions for youth because it's inappropriate for them, for their mental development. Yes, what we are doing by having them in the district, in the bookshelves, easily accessible to the kids, is bypassing the guardians. The kid can just go up and choose to look at these materials that are highly inappropriate, that are worse than R-rated movies, and look at them without parental guidance. And then lastly, the books were selected in compliance with our policy and therefore will remain in the library. Your policy says that you take into account maturity levels in Section A. Section B says with ethical standards. I'd like to know what your ethical standards are if you allow these greatly obscene reading materials in the libraries. It has nothing to do with sexuality. We don't have RG for gay and RS for straight. All students, all minors have to be protected equally against materials that we always screen materials, and it doesn't matter whether they're gay or straight. For their age involvement. Say that you enable students to make intelligent judgments in their daily lives by the books. Like, this book is gay, which I know there's 2 copies available for the students, and 2 in the back teaches kids how to meet a trick online using Grindr for sex. Do any of you know what a trick is? Somebody who pays for sex. So there's a book in there that's telling kids how to go online and meet somebody who wants to pay them for sex. That is not an intelligent decision in their life. And I was happy to see Section C in the second part, which says materials will not be excluded because of race, nationality, political opinions, or religious views of the author. With that in mind, I have a letter here from my church. Dear Lancaster Board of Education, we would like to donate the following books to the children. I was pleased to see that your policy states materials will not be excluded because of race, nationality, political opinions, or religious views of the author. If any of these books are not admitted into the stacks, which is now called a book banning apparently, please let me know so that I may use the books elsewhere. The first book is Why Thanksgiving by Steve Dace. Second one, As You Grow by Kirk Cameron. The third one, Rush Revere and the American Revolution by Rush Limbaugh. Love, Sex, and God for Young Men by Bill Amos. Sex and the New You. Sex and the New You for Girls by Daniel Weiss. Love, Sex, and God for Young Women by Bill Amos. Tyndale New Living Translation Teen Life Application Study Bible. The next one is The American Story, The Beginnings by David Barton. Separation of Church and State by David Barton. And lastly, the Action Bible, God's Redemptive Story, respectively submitted Reverend Stephen Mannion. And I have the books here. I'll bring them over.